Rock Zone. Kawan J.
DJ One. The group, homie. The Mixtape Show. The Mixtape Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mixtape Show. It is time for the Artist of the Week interview. This week's Artist of the Week are family, man. This ain't even like a guest. This is just family checking in at the family barbecue function. You know what I'm saying? We got In the Cut. We got CHJ. They go by Duck City Music, and they are doing their thing still, man. Brothers, what's going on, man? Cut, CHJ, how you doing, brothers?
That's good, Kawan. What's up, Kawan? Feel like it's been forever, man. It's good to be back.
It's been forever, man. You know, life's been lifing a little bit for most of us. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling CHJ earlier that you kind of got to pivot on some things here and there. You know what I'm saying? You got to do some things with life. You got to do some things with the music and career wise on that. But I was telling too, it's also dope to see that you guys are still hammering at it. And it always makes me proud because I always like to use you guys as an example of always sticking to the plan. Even if they had to pivot here and there, they're still sticking to the plan of still putting out dope joints, you know what I'm saying? Still hitting them in the head and all that, you know what I mean? So it's always great for you guys to come back and talk about what's been going on, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man. You know how it go. Life definitely be lifing, but this thing that brings us all together and back together time after time is just the love for this thing, hip hop, man. We just love it. You know, it's been super good to us. Provided a lot of opportunities, provided a lot of great relationships with, great people that just share the love, man. And you're doing it for the right reasons. It's work at times, but you know what I mean? It's still very fulfilling, you know what I mean? So the return is always good for it. And when you feel like you're still on the incline, still doing good things, new opportunities, new people, it's just, it feels like you're still moving in the right direction. So
there we go.
Again, man, we're just happy to be back, happy to be talking to you. Another opportunity, man, chop up some good hip hop, man,
Word up. CHJ, man. Life has been lifing, hip hop has been hip hopping. But Duck City Music is still doing their thing, represent West Virginia, man. Like you said, man, you're still on that steady incline, career wise and stuff like that, man. How has it been since we talked last, man? I think last time we talked, you guys dropped Humble Champs. It was around that time, so it's been a couple releases since then, project wise, mixtape wise, and singles wise, man. How's it been for you, man?
I can't do no complaining, man. The homies are just relentless, We take pride in that. And I'm excuse my French here. It's just some soft individuals in the world that when things get tough, they fold, and that's not us. That's absolutely not us.
Yeah.
But on the releases, man, Humble Champs 2. Also, the joint we got with the hoodies is called Hunting Season. Shout out to the hoodies, E-Class and Young Pop. That joint is produced by Young Bangers. That's Stu Banger's son. Mean Beat, and then the cuts is by my man Tone Spliff. Tone was really good to us. He's worked with some of our peers, and he don't mess around. Everybody delivered.
Yeah. And Cut, man, you guys have been consistent, right? Consistent. You know what I'm saying? You kind of take your lessons on previous works and situations, and you come back and you guys grow from that. Talk about that, man. Just staying consistent, just learning from the lessons, and next time you come through, you guys punch a little bit harder, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. This game has been self-taught, man. Everything that we've kind of done all the way up to this point. I mean, we haven't done it alone. I won't say that, but when you just start as fans, we didn't know how to do anything. We didn't know how to dress up the music, how to do cover art, how to mix match. We didn't know. We just know we wanted to be a part of it. Even from the jump, man, we were just trying to emulate what we liked, what we listened to. We always wanted to be able to stand up next to the big boys, so-called big boys, the people that
maybe more mainstream or iconic legend type of, hip hop players, in the game. We just wanted to be able to put our stuff up next to theirs, be respected. Uh, Not trying to outdo anybody, but be better today than we was yesterday. And so we definitely take the lessons. Some of them been easy lessons, some of them been hard lessons. Some of them have cost us in the pocket. Some of them it's just you just want to learn, man. We definitely aren't too smart or know too much to try to learn something new, to try to be more effective, to be more efficient. And the cost of everything in the world has shot up so crazy in the last few years that, to have it, the old saying, it's good to know people.
Yeah.
That's part of staying consistent, learning new people, meeting new people, new situations, new services, new options. And, building relationships with people has been something that we always cherish, something I feel like we're getting better at, you know what I mean? Because we just understand it, how important that is, these days as we're getting older, as we're kind of, like he said, we're seeing the people who folding up when things don't go their way. A lot of people fold up, and I mean, this isn't an easy thing to do. And I would say if you're not very good at it, it's probably even that much harder to do. You know what I mean? I'm not saying how good we are, but we have a decent track record of getting good feedback from people. And like I know if people mess with you, then they're more willing to work with you and help you. So we've been fortunate enough to be in a pretty good circle and to meet some good people. And yeah, man, that's what it's about, man. We're trying to, each one teach one type of thing, bring it back around, try to make our next releases, our next projects more efficient, more dope, more accessible to people. And, that's the name of the game, man. So we just going to keep on doing it. We're not anywhere near where we want to be, but we're much further than we ever have been. So, that's kind of been the motto for us. And we just keep plugging away, man. So.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man, because same on my end too, man. I got into this thing thinking I wanted to, start and be an independent radio platform, and fuck FM radio, and I'm gonna do this and do that, and then you realize everybody else got it too, right? It's just like anything else. It's a flooded market, so you still got to constantly figure out a way to kind of cut through the noise a little bit and stand out. And you take some steps back sometimes to reevaluate. You trim the fat here and there. You cut losses with things and people sometimes to get where you got to go. But it's such a great thing once you kind of start figuring it out and you do it on your own terms, man. It's a beautiful experience, man. And like you said, this if you come into this for the wrong reasons, because it's still going to be the entertainment business at the end of the day. If you come into this wanting fame, wanting money, and wanting like that weird kind of recognition, you're gonna burn out quick because you're constantly chasing that dragon. But if you come into this thing just enjoying the process and learning things, you still got Duck City and DJ Kwan sitting here talking about some dope music, you know what I'm saying, years after the fact when we initially met, you know what I mean? So it's always,
love it, man.
It's always dope to see that, like, it's always fun to have these run, when you run the back kind of conversation and interviews, because it's like, bro, we all kind of came from a long way. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when E introduced me to y'all back then, and I became a fan instantly, and just seeing the constant growth of everybody, even E, man. Shout out to my man Emilio doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just dope to see people kind of doing their thing and just kind of finding themselves, man. And I feel like that you guys are really, to me, when I view you guys and I see your music and stuff, I feel like, man, these dudes are starting to look more comfortable now, you know what I'm saying, and what they do. You know what I mean? So congratulations on that, man. Just sticking to it and not worried about the noise and just doing y'all.
Yeah, man, we absolutely love it. Like bruh said, we hip hop junkies. Word to nice and smooth. This is what we do, man. We just had a show the other night. It wasn't one of our more packed houses, and we had a blast. Yeah. You know what I mean? Some of our close friends and associates was there. Intimate setting. And, we just come off a couple really nice shows, you know what I mean? So that it can kind of be a letdown, but when you love it and you're getting some energy and feedback, man, we absolutely love it. I mean, that's the only way I can put it. It might sound cliche and you hear it over and over, but like you said, if you're doing it for other reasons besides the love, you're going to have a really tough time.
Yeah.
And we still have tough times, but like he said, like bro said, I just piggyback him. When you love it, it gets easier. It ain't as hard, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you said, when you learn from that lesson, it's not a loss. And you come back with something else in your bag, like all right, boo, I threw the jab right there. You know, I should have covered up and went to the body.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man,
yeah.
it's crazy, man. And live performances are great too because you guys are one of the few who I see. I mean, the veterans are still gonna get out there and try to perform. I always see that, but it's like everybody is so fixated on just being seen, but not being seen performing. Right? I saw I got to see a show, if not last year, the year before last. Rock came to Dallas, and she performed at a small venue. It was for MC of her status. She was in like this little. It's not really a hole in the wall, but the joint wasn't. It was next door to a theater where they do most of the shows. But she chose to do this place called the Sunset at the Granada, which was like a little dive bar with a nice little decent stage, and it was probably 50 to 75 people in there. You know what I'm saying? But I know she's done festivals and she's done that. You know what I'm saying? But the energy she gave that 75 people was still like she was in the festival type of feel, right? And it was probably one of the best shows I've been to because of that intimate environment and setting and all that stuff. And she connected with everybody. And to me, those are the dope shows, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if I always tell people, if I was an MC, man, I'd be dangerous because I'll be at everybody's open mic working on something. You know what I'm saying? Working on one part of my show. Or, you know what I'm saying? I just you couldn't catch me not being out there and not doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I love seeing people when you guys like you who don't care. You just gonna get on the stage. You already got your home. I know. Was it the Empty Glass? Is that's the name of the venue that you guys perform a lot? It's dope to kind of see you guys always do shows there because it's kind of like I can connect that venue to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Every time you announce it, so it's kind of dope to see that you guys still get on stage and do y'all and get busy on the stage, man.
Now, like you was talking about comfort. Yeah, that's one of the things with us, man. Here in the last few years, we've been fortunate enough to get with some well-known, established, MCs, and they've had us moving around the country, different venues, different cities, different crowds, and what we're learning. I'll say that. Let me back it up just a little bit. Our live show is, not to pat us on the back and be crazy, but our live show is like that, Kawan.
Yeah.
If we get the opportunity to do it the way we'd like to do it, in some of these settings, we get such a small window to perform. It's like we're trying to crank out the music and crank, you know what I mean? We're trying to give you more songs, but you can't always touch the crowd when you're always like speed rapping. You know what I mean? We're trying to go from song to song to song. It's a different kind of show when we're able to really connect with the crowd, stop, talk to the crowd, interact with the crowd in between. The crowd will tell us afterwards. It's just such a big difference. And like you said, a lot of that just comes with comfort now. There was a time when we were just happy to be there.
Yeah.
Now we're not just happy to be there. We want to actually give you a live show. We want to give you something that when you leave that show, you talking about, man, I love when they did this or did that. Not necessarily the music, man. We know what the music is, but it's just certain parts of the show that you really connect with the crowd and the crowd really remembers you for those things. Hopefully it's the music, but if it's not the music, it's other parts of our show that we've, our rehearsals, or you talking about doing open mics and things like that, our rehearsals are basically the last show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, life be life, and we don't get a whole lot of time to get together outside of that and rehearse. So a lot of that is we're doing it on the fly, but we have so many reps. We've done it so many times now, in so many different venues that is our practice. The live shows have been our practice, and we understand what it takes at this point to provide a good show. We don't always get the time to do what we would like to do, but we know what it takes. We know how to connect it, and we hang our hat on that these days. You know what I mean? We love the recording studio process of it, making music like that, but connecting with the people at these shows have given us so many additional opportunities, man. You know what I mean? That just the recorded music hasn't. So that's a big part of what we pull out of our bag these days. If we get a chance to really give you the show we want to give you, I mean, I'm betting everything I got that we're gonna leave you with something that you're gonna talk about and remember us for, and we super proud of that these days.
Word. But cousin CHJ. So when I say De La Soul, I say the Locks. You know what I'm saying? Mobb Deep to an extent. Shit, UGK for the southern folks who love hip hop. Outkast for the most part. These are groups who for a majority of their career stayed together and they didn't really do too much solo stuff unless it was like solo cuts on albums and stuff like that. And it's Duck City Music too, man. You guys stood the test of time so far with each other and still rocking with each other from like day one. I can still feel that energy as this is my brother and stuff like that, man. Talk about that, brother. Just kind of because you don't see many groups, man. You know what I'm saying? That's still rocking like that. Everybody's kind of has that selfish mentality where they want to be the star of whatever.
Right.
But you still got Duck City Music still repping Duck City Music. You know what I mean? How do you kind of respond to that, knowing that you still down for your brother, man? Your brother's still down for you, and you guys are a duo.
Absolutely, man. That's a good question. I remember when we first started this, I think I mentioned it on some of our first interviews when we first linked up. That, it felt weird at first because this is, one of my best friends since I was a kid. And we wasn't doing the same friend stuff that we was doing. Mm-hmm. We was doing music stuff. Mm-hmm. So I was like, man, I miss my best friend. And then now that we've grown, we've got some years up under it. I wouldn't have it any other way. Like it was a blessing, And we grown. We ain't out here playing no more. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We was playing. We was young. You do young stuff. And at first I was like, man, we don't get up and do this no more. We don't get up and do that no more. But what we did was we created a business. We created a group. We created a music bond, a business bond. So where, like you said, we start learning stuff. And now it's a lot easier. For one, that's my family. This is my family. Gnosis is actually Cut's nephew. That's uncle and nephew. And I'm just, I'm a friend of the family. I've known bruh since we was 10, 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Like, yeah, it's been a minute. And so it like Griselda, they like, we don't see y'all together. Y'all broke voodoo. It's like, man, this is my family. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This is not, we'd be kicking it if we wasn't making music. Mm-hmm. But also we've developed we've carved our jobs or our roles within the group. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something that their strength is. Everybody has a weakness. So without really sitting down and having a clear-cut conversation on whose role was what, we just kind of took the bull by the horns in our respective strengths to carve out our own little roles in the group, and it's worked for us. You know what I'm saying? I think when you got real love, real respect, real loyalty, it's not a hard thing. Do we hit bumps in the road? Absolutely. But like we're not no little girls about it. We talk like men. We work things out. And it's easy because we all got the same common goal. Mm-hmm. We might go about it in different ways, but we respect each other's the way that we go about it. I respect the way my homeboys go about doing business or creating or whatever else we got on, and vice versa, got going on, and vice versa. So it's easy, man, when that's my homie, that's my dogs. Like you said, it shows. If we was faking, or if this was just about music, nah, man, we go through stuff all the time. And like I said, we real people. So if one of them see me slacking, they say, well, you tripping on this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I see one of them in a situation, I'm going to tell them whether he want to hear the shit or not. Like, yo, this ain't it, bro. It's not a good look. I think you're making a bad decision here, and I may be wrong. But we respect that. And on business decisions moving forward, ultimately, we usually let Jerry do a lot of the last final decisions, but we all have our input. And hats off to him, because sometimes I'll be right and he was wrong. And he say, you know what, I chose this to go this way this time, even though, you told me this. I felt the final decision was this. We all stand behind him on it, and he man enough to come say, hey, probably should have went your way on this one. You know what I'm saying? And when you're working like that, man, one hand wash the other, and we ain't got no time to be. At the end of the day, we want to move forward. We all, like I said, we all got the same common goal. So, I love them brothers. That's my homies, man. And as long as we moving forward and we respecting each other and doing what we supposed to do, it's always going to be that.
Word up. You got anything to add to that, Cut, or did he wrap it up in the bow for you on that?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. This is family. Just having mutual respect, just as men, you know what I mean? This ain't just this ain't just we ain't just playing. You know what I mean? This is our real lives. You know what I mean? We all got things going on. Like he said, we real people. We got real things to deal with, and yeah, music is a priority, but it's not the main priority. It's not the only priority. You know what I'm saying? We got kids, we got jobs, we just got a lot of things going on, and everybody's respectful enough of everybody else's life and things they got going on. So we work around it. We keep it moving. Everybody picks up the slack wherever it needs to be picked up. Like he says, at this point, we all kind of know our role, even though we never defined the role. You know what I mean? We just, when we see a hole needs plugged, somebody, can you plug this hole? And, can you do that for me? It ain't nothing for us we keep a group chat just to keep things open and on the table and ideas and things like that. And like you said, I guess I'm the technical guy, but I always want their opinions. I want us to be on the same page, even though we may not be in agreement with everything. At least we understand why this choice was made or why that choice was made. And if by chance it wasn't the right choice, hey, we gotta be big boys to say, maybe we should have tried this other route. Maybe we'll do that the next time. And like I said, that's part of us learning things, trying to become more efficient. And it's part of self teaching yourself. I mean, none of us had any kind of mentors to take us down this road in the music thing. You know what I mean? We all learning together. So it ain't nothing, man, to share the information. I love to do it. I love to get their opinion because a lot of times, we don't all think the same. And I love to for Chris, for CHJ to open my eyes and look at, because I'll be like, man, I never thought of it this way. You know what I mean? And, I'm hard-headed sometimes, and they could be hard-headed sometimes. But again, at the same time, we just trying to learn. If we don't know, we don't know. I'm not afraid to say I'm wrong. I've been wrong a million times, and I'm going to be wrong another million times. But my intentions are good, and their intentions are good, and we all just trying to get to the same place. So, yeah, man. I mean, it's been a long road, and in a lot of ways, it's brought us a lot closer. Just because we get on the road, we sitting in the cars, we traveling together, we joking, we talking about this and that, and this is opportunities that maybe if we weren't making this music, who's to say that we would do these things? We've been in other states and other places, just like, man, this is our first time ever being here. We all here together doing something that we commonly love. So, like you said, man, we wouldn't have it any other way, man. We just trying to get there, and we don't plan to stop no time soon. We still feel like we learning, we getting better, and hopefully when we decide to stop or when it stops, or we're much closer, or at least at the point where we've been trying to get all along. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is, man. He hit it right on the head, man. So it's all love over here, man. We love each other, and we love doing what we doing. So we just keep moving.
I always say, man, hip hop brought us here. Hip hop got me here. If it wasn't for hip hop, we wouldn't be doing any of this stuff, man.
Absolutely, that's a fact.
It's amazing what the culture has. That's what, and you guys do it too, man. You treat this thing with so much respect and care because, And I feel that too, man. I feel like it's like when you find something and it does right by you, you got to treat it good and leave it in a better space. And I definitely see that with you guys. Is like you guys care so much about this thing, hip hop, that it's like you don't want to disrespect it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that karma coming back to bite you, where it's like you start being one of those people that drop off because they got tired of it because it didn't work out your way, kind of thing. So I definitely respect that about you guys. CHJ, man, what's next, man? Summertime, springtime is coming up here in 2026, man.
Well, I'm working on my summer bod right now, Kawan.
Me too.
I don't plan on wearing. I don't plan on wearing shirts this summer very much. You know what I mean? So the DCMTs will be in the back seat somewhere. I ain't wearing no shirt.
Word up.
But if it's dad bod, that's what it is. If it's six pack, that's what it is. We'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? But nah, man. Summertime is tour season and showtime season. I learned that from some of my older homies, and so we looking forward to moving around as usual. We got some products in the project in the stash.
Mm-hmm.
One of them we got with my man Nam Nitty. It's called Beautiful Struggle,
Shout out to
fully
Nam.
produced by him.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my Long Island homeboys. Shout out to Jigs. They've been really, really good friends and peers, and we've learned a lot from them. And I'd like to think they've learned some from us. That project is dope.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody said, "Yeah, my project is dope." Man, it's some dope songs. We kind of took our time with it, and picked the beats we like. So that joint should be out around early summer.
Okay.
Also, my birthday is this summer. That's birthday too, but my birthday is this summer. So that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you know, we just don't plan on quitting anytime soon. We also got the joint with UN80 Books ready to roll. That joint is in the chamber. I'm just ready to cock it back, but it's, you know what I mean? I'm ready to let it fly. I'm ready.
Yeah.
But it's in there.
Yeah.
It's in the clip. It's in the clip. It ain't in the chamber. It's in the clip.
It's in the clip, yeah.
But it's also a very dope project. So we got some joints ready, not working on, not almost done, completed,
Done.
ready to roll. You know, this might need some art, or that might need a drop or something. But other than that, man, we locked in and ready to roll. I think I finally convinced bruh to let his hands fly a little bit and start dropping these joints. You know what I mean? We bumped heads on that for years. I'm like, man, drop that joint, man. He's like, all right, let's do this. He's like, no, let them joints fly, brother.
Yeah.
But this summer, we excited about this summer, man. I'm a summer baby.
Yeah.
I love the summertime. I love this weather we got right now is not it. That's why I got the background looking like it's looking. Made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
But this summer we looking to keep doing shows, keep releasing projects, probably some new merch pieces. We got to get you a couple of those. You look like you slimmed down. You have to let us know your new size
Got a little,
for your summer bar.
Dropped
you
a
know
little
what
bit.
I'm saying?
Dropped a little bit. You know.
Yeah, you're looking real fresh and fly and fit over there. So you might not have the same size that you had before. So let us know on that new merch drop. But to answer your question in a nutshell, all of the above.
Word.
Put to pedal. You know what I mean? Put the gas, no brakes. You know what I mean? It ain't no time to stop now. We got a little bit of momentum. We trying to keep it that way.
Word up. Yeah, cut. I'm gonna have to agree with my brother there, man. Sometimes you just gotta let them joints fly, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you know, man. That's part of being I'm a little bit too much of a perfectionist at times. I'm a little OCD about things, man. Because I just know that once they out the door, man, you can't bring them back. You know what I mean?
True. I'll tell you a quick little story, little story time with Big Cuzzo. So my uncle passed away a couple of years ago. Uncle Frankie. Shout out to Uncle Frankie, R.I.P. And he was a musician. He wrote music. He made his own beats and all that stuff. And we were clearing out his apartment after the funeral. He had this MPC that I have now. I took it. I didn't take it. I was gifted it, and I found like over 100 beats in it that he started working on. That was dope. Found a notepad of songs that he was writing because he was a writer. You know what I'm saying? And he never released it, never did anything with it. And that's when it dawned on me, like, yo, this dude died with a lot of great ideas. You know what I'm saying? And the world won't get to hear it. Like, we'll never get to hear his voice on any of those beats. We'll never get to hear him singing any of these lyrics and stuff like that. So that's when it kind of kicked me into second gear on getting, because I used to make beats back in the day and I just stopped. I was like, I don't feel like it. You know, I don't want to deal with it, artists and the whole, deal. But I got back into it, man, and I've been using his MPC, and it dawned on me like, yo, you just got to let it fly sometime. I know we want the perfect rollout and all that kind of stuff too, but hey, I always say if you keep putting out dope stuff and being consistent, people will always go back and check out the previous catalog, you know what I'm saying? So just in case you missed that last rollout, like you didn't want to hit it, you know what I'm saying? People always go back and find it somehow. So just a little advice to me, man. Don't sit on it too long, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree. I gotta do a little better than that. But
he's turning the corner, Kawan.
I'm just Kawan, I'm still thinking about stuff that we put out before, and I'm like, man, I wanted to change this word. I wanted to change, you know what I mean? And every time I hear that song or whatever, damn, I always wanted to change. Now I can't, that type of thing.
So put more ad libs on this verse.
But
all of that.
As a creative, the average consumer doesn't even know what that is. You know what I'm saying? They just hear the finished product.
And I get that. I gotta do better with that. But we definitely got some really dope music in the stash, man. And let's see, we got at least 2 full projects like ready to go
That's
to be
dope.
released.
That's dope.
That again, that's like you said, the one with Nam Nitty, it's a super dope project start to finish, man. It's got a lot of dope topics, material. And the joint that, Condu sent us them joints, a couple years back. And he probably was like, what's up with these dudes, man?
Yeah.
Life was life, man. But any of that stuff, it's all still there, and we got it polished up and ready to put out to the world. So
Yeah.
actually, I want to send both of you guys a early copy of this just to see if you have any input. Because,
Okay.
again, if you was like, do this or do that, we still got time to fix it. That's the type of shit that
All right.
I still, you know what I mean? Like, this is why I don't release it, because for all the checks, I want to check this off and check that off and check that off. And you know what I mean? So when I put it out, you guys should say, man, you could have did this. I'm like, well, fuck,
I don't.
Hey man, Kawan, just make sure that y'all respond in a timely fashion, or it'll be 2027 before the joint get out.
You'll hear back. You'll hear back from me in a week.
Yeah, we need that because, bruh, he in a good place right now. We don't want him to really go back to the person he was.
There we go. New Year's resolution.
I got him turning the corner, bruh. Let's get all the way around the corner. You feel me?
It's good to see though, man. I appreciate the professionalism of it, man. Because like I said, it's also people out there that I've worked with, I've who wanted to work with. And I realized, like, yo, man, y'all just throw anything out there and don't care. And I can't do that. I can't have that, man. If I'm gonna have my name attached to anything, I can't have that.
There it is. I mean, that's it in a nutshell, really. That's it in a nutshell. You like I said, you can't take it back once it's out of there, and you can't expect nobody to like something that you don't really like. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's really that. That's at the end of the day, that's the backbone of it for me and my thinking. Just wanted to put our best foot forward at all times, man.
There you go.
I feel like you can build up and build up and build up and try to, create a thing, and it might take a bad release or a bad look to undo all of that.
It does,
and
just
don't want to.
It happens.
And just don't want to do that.
It happens.
Yeah, exactly.
I know people. I literally know people now. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have did that if I were you. And they still trying to recover. You know what I'm saying? So,
which is why when we spoke about Tone and or Chris and Gnosis, I like to put things on the table for them because, I think the way I think, but they might come with something from left field, and I'm like, I didn't even consider that, and like, man, that's such a dope idea. So I'm always open to that type of thing, even from if y'all got anything to do with it, you and Con do 80 books, you know what I mean? If y'all might hear it and be like, man, why don't you try this? And I'd be like, I never would have thought of that. So I'm always open to that kind of stuff, man.
Word.
Weaknesses, our strengths and weaknesses are our strengths.
Mm-hmm.
Our differences is what helps us out. If all of us thought the same way, things would be a lot different.
Yeah.
The fact that we think different ways and we respect the way each other think, that helps us a lot.
Yeah, and everybody has a blind spot. It's just some, like you said, some things you just don't consider. You know what I'm saying? Just because you locked in a certain way, and somebody may have a different perspective, and they kind of help you with that blind spot. So yeah, I'm always open for somebody to kind of help me with that blind spot because I've had that happen a million times. So I'm like, oh man, that would be dope. I didn't even think of that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So yeah, for sure. Well, tell us social media, man. How can we follow Duck City's journey, and how can we get a hold of the music, man? Let us know about that.
DuckCityMusic.bandcamp.com. Right now, that's our biggest as far as if you want to support the music. All our new releases are getting put out there. I don't think we put anything out to a DSP in probably a couple of years almost. You know what I mean?
Word.
It's just a lot to go through that and then to pay for it, and you're not really getting much of a return. Although, it's nice to be able to be heard anywhere, but I think your true fans, they like you said, if they really rock with you, they're gonna go find it. They're gonna go look for it. So definitely Bandcamp. Check us out on there. Follow us there. We're still putting all our visuals out on the Duck City Music YouTube page. And we got the Facebook, and we got the IG, things like that of that nature. So, we easy to find. Google us. And if any kind of inquiries about features or work or anything, duckcitymusic@gmail.com. You know what I mean? You reach us there. But we ain't hard to find, man. If you need to reach us, reach out on any of those platforms. We try to respond to everybody's inquiries and, you know, look into it. And yeah, man, DUCKCITYMUSIC. You know, no funny spellings, Duck City Music. You know, that's it, baby.
There we go. And before my phone dies, because I forgot to charge it, man, I'm gonna sign off just in case we get cut off. But me and you will stay on until then. Duck City Music, man, check out their work. These are family. These are original boom bap alumni. You know what I'm saying? I'm not upset. I wanted them on an album, on the boom bap alumni album, but we're not stopping there. It's gonna be another one I'm already working on. And we're gonna get them featured on some other joints, man. So I definitely
looking forward to it.
Yeah, I wanted to give the brothers a break because they blessed us on the Heat tape. So I was like, let me give some new voices on Boom Bap alumni. But they are original Boom Bap alumni. They're gonna be on volume 2 for sure. I'm about to pitch an idea to them here off air so you guys can hear that. And as always, fellas, it's always dope to have you guys on the show, man. Thanks for coming through.
We appreciate
Mixtape
you.
Show.
All right.
Always love, brother.
All right.
Yeah, man. Every time.